Henrya TV is brought to you by Hockey Central Sports Memorabilia, Sylvan Lake, and Supreme Menswear, simply the best. Hi everybody, welcome to another edition of the show. Finally got dressed, Hank dressed appropriately. They fired the guy that put him together last time, the Eskimo fan, and we got a Stampeder fan dressing. There you got a little red in there, you're kind of looking appropriate.
Go with the eyes.
Man, my heart just went, you're an Eskimo.
Or a rider.
Yeah, we've seen that movie.
Geez.
Yeah, that's good for a while. I'm from Saskatchewan. I didn't mind it.
Nice.
Traitor.
Follow Jesus.
Oh, let's don't go there, Hank.
Dusties.
Let's talk about the BC Lions because Wally seems to like these 1-7 starts.
Yeah.
He's had 2 in a row, and boy, they've started to play some impressive football, and that is your next target.
I mean, it seems a team with so much talent. I mean, this team is one of the most talented teams in the league. For the last 2 seasons, including this year, have always been on the brink of destruction. And they found some way to kind of weasel their way out of the depths of sorrow and you know, just losing and finding ways to lose games. But he's done a great job of re-equipping his team with that veteran talent. I mean, he's went out and got Tad Cornegay. You know, he's brought Reddick in, who was a young guy, and moved him over to the Sam position, moved Corey Banks to the boundary half. He's found a way to bring veteran talent in, and found a way also with the young talent that he's had to kind of be able to raise those guys, nurture them to becoming CFL stars. And that's what you're starting to see with the team now. They're starting to come to fruition, come together. They found their style that they love to play. Travis Lulay doing an amazing job on the offense, managing the game. I mean, look at the guys that they're bringing in to go along with G. Roy Simon and all those guys. I mean, you know, when you bring the lights to the talent that they brought in with that team, I mean, they're bound to have success.
Dave Dickinson and Lulay, were they separated at birth?
Pretty much. I mean, those guys both came out of the same womb. It's like they look alike out there, the way they play.
Yeah.
But to me, the difference is, I mean, Travis is definitely way more athletic. Looks like an actual quarterback than Dave did. I know when I first met Dave, I was like, who is this, the administrative assistant? But I promise you, this guy is, you know, Dave was probably one of the most brainiac quarterbacks I've ever met. And that's the reason why when it comes to passer rating, completion percentage, that's why he was always up top, because he always made good decisions. And that's why I'm glad he's my OC.
Yeah, because, you know, in those days when, you know, on paper, that's why they play the game. And you just don't have teams on paper. Because imagine a team coming in, there's Dave Dickinson and Jeff Garcia, and they're going, set.
Oh,
hot. They're just not going to put the fear of God into them until they actually play. And then it's a different story, because those are 2 of the most historic and most exciting quarterbacks I've ever had the pleasure of watching and covering.
Well, I tell you what's ironic about that is the fact that one gentleman who's been able to groom quarterbacks, including the 2 you just named, is Wally Bono.
Sure.
I mean, he's always found a way to bring in quarterbacks, surround them with the right type of players. I mean, Arlen Bruce now is really giving the offense a big-time jump. He's surrounded them with great players. I mean, he got Ben Archibald from us, the most outstanding lineman in the league last year. But those guys have been able to come together, surround their quarterback with talent each and every year, no matter what team he's been with. He's always made sure his quarterback has success. And to me, in the CFL, I mean, if your quarterback is good, the rest of the team will be good and actually have a chance to win. And Wally knows that.
Did you miss Ben?
Ed's doing a great job for us, and I promise you that. He did a fantastic job against the Eskimo pass rush, and I'm glad to have Ed Harrison. But you always miss a guy like Ben, such a great team guy. Did such a great job for us for many years.
Sorry to be such a jerk. I had to ask that question. I know. Edwin Harrison coming back in is a big deal for you.
Garcia's waiting for you at your place.
Yeah. And I was going to ask you, when Wally worries, does his hair turn black?
Actually gets darker. But to me, my most famous, is that what you say, most famous? Or to me, probably the one Wallyism I remember is we all come into meetings one day, and Wally walks up before the team and he says, "Gentlemen, it's plain and simple the way the game is played." He was like, you go to bed, you wake up, and you're dead. Life goes on, man. That's how it is. You get what I'm saying? You get it? It's cut and dry, man. You're here today, you're gone tomorrow. We move on without you. Cut and dry.
Yep.
Basically, he's saying that it's either my way or the highway. And that's why he gets his teams to win, because it's cut and dry.
Oh,
You want to talk about Garcia again? I can see
No,
it in your
no, I
eyes
don't.
right
No,
now.
I don't. I like Jeff, and I'm just teasing. The one thing about Wally, and for better or for worse, the one thing I always thought about him was he had a penchant of getting rid of guys, and maybe they still had something left in the tank, but maybe not. There was just that fine edge, right? A lot of guys. Alan Pitts was one of those guys. We've seen it throughout the years that, yeah, they're just gone maybe before they should have, but he's been successful.
Well, he's always had guys waiting.
Yeah.
I mean, a guy like Wally, with the help of Roy Shivers, who's followed Wally wherever he's been, I mean, he has a great eye for talent.
Yeah.
And he recognized the fact that, hey, I might have a guy here making $200,000 in a Alan Pitts case when he was here in Calgary in his last few years here. But he had a guy like a Travis Moore who was ready to step up and take that role. A guy who proved himself that, yeah, I can handle all the pressure of knowing when I need to protect Jeff's backside or getting open on a certain route and clutch time. I'm that go-to guy now. Wally can see that in players. He sees that inner bit of guys that's ready to come out, that potential. And when Wally sees that, he knows he can make those tough, drastic decisions that, yeah, definitely will reach the headlines. But at the end of the day, he's sitting back smiling. That's why he has a Arlen Bruce on his team. That's why he has a G. Roy Simon, running routes for him. That's why he has the likes of such great young talent around that organization now that they've been looking for. And that's why they're successful in really making a run 4-1 in their last 5 games. It's because of the leadership of Wally Bono.
Did the Shiv bring you in?
The Shiv did bring me in.
Have you guys kissed and made up?
No. And the thing is, I respect him, and I'm thankful for everything that he did for me. But the way everything played out in Saskatchewan, no. I mean, I don't think there was ever an apology there because of the things that were truly said behind closed doors was never brought to the public. And, of course, they never will because one thing an organization always wants to do is protect their hind end. And that's what happened in that situation. But I'm very happy to be here. And I look forward to coming back to Calgary, a place I wanted to call home my family, giving me many opportunities off the field as well as on the field to be successful. Why would I want to be anywhere else? And I'm glad I'm here, and I'm glad Roy made the decision.
Yeah, and it was quite a decision. And the next time you play Saskatchewan, let's go revisit that because it is a great conversation, and it's one Saskatchewan fans should hear. But that's in a few weeks.